Start with the Democratic race for governor. Secretary of State Katie Hobbs is the best-known name in the three-person field, but her campaign hid what could be a major speed bump last week. The two other candidates in the race are pouncing. They're former state lawmaker Aaron Lieberman of Paradise Valley and business consultant Marco Lopez of Phoenix. Marco Lopez, former Nogales mayor, former state and federal appointee, joins us this morning. Welcome to Square Off.
Thank you, Bram. It's good to be here.
Let's get to the news of the week. A federal court jury awarded $2.75 million to an African-American policy advisor to Arizona Senate Democrats. The all-white jury agreed that Talonya Adams was the victim of racial and sex discrimination when she was fired in 2015. Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, who was Adams' boss at the time, blames Senate Republicans for that verdict. Marco Lopez, your reaction to the verdict?
Bram, look, there is no place in Arizona for hate or discrimination. This raises serious questions that Secretary of State Hobbs is going to have to answer, and that will cost millions of dollars to Arizona taxpayers. As governor, I will not tolerate this type or any kind of discriminatory behavior in my administration.
As a governor, how do you...
This issue of discrimination is personal to me, Bram. As a Latino, and it's personal to our entire Latino community here in Arizona. Under the reign of Joe Arpaio and Jan Brewer, many people I know, many people you know, were singled out because they look like me. During that time, our community endured a tremendous amount of hate and abuse and fear, and we're still healing from that. Discrimination against people is wrong in every way, no matter who does it. And as governor, and for it, Bram.
Let's talk about your plans for Arizona if you're elected governor. What do you think Governor Doug Ducey has done right during his 7 years in office?
Look, I'm running for governor because I believe in the promise of Arizona, that promise that brought me years ago of immigrants from Mexico. And despite what you hear from Donald Trump and many of my Republican opponents, they didn't come here bringing drugs or crime. They came here with a strong work ethic, an entrepreneurial spirit, and the desire and dream that their kids would be better off than they, making sure that we were always working and had the opportunity to get good education, quality health care, and leading to a good job. And that's what worked for me, our generation in my family, to graduate from the University of Arizona. Then decided to go back down to Nogales, run for mayor. I won, got elected twice, and then had the opportunity to work for Governor Napolitano and President Obama, leading the largest law enforcement and trade agency in the country. Earlier that investing in people, Arizonans are our best asset. When we invest in them with good education, good health care that lead to good jobs, Arizona wins, Bram. That is so out of touch now for so many families, that dream to be able to achieve and be successful in Arizona. That's the change. That's why I'm running for governor.
Let me go back to the question. What do you think Governor Doug Ducey has done right over the last 7 years that sets the next governor up for success?
You know, coming out of the pandemic, COVID-19, it's critical that we have an elected official that understands how to work in our economy, how to create jobs. As a job creator and job builder myself, I know that we've got to invest in education. That's for so many families in Arizona. That's what worked for me. That was a desire that my parents had when they moved here, that we would have access to quality education that gave us the footprint to be able to get quality opportunities in our state. That's what we've got to focus on. That's what families are really focused on as I talk to them throughout the state.
I'll try this one more time. Do you think Governor Doug Ducey has done anything right during his 7 years in office?
Yeah, look, I think that there are areas in our economy that have flourished. We have to make sure that that those opportunities reach every one of our counties and all. That's the challenge we have, Bram.
Let's talk about the vote and protecting the right to vote, defending our elections. We don't know what 2022 is going to look like in next November, and how that election is going to turn out. Demand for audits, conspiracy theories, those appear to be like they are still alive. What would you do as governor to ensure a Republican-controlled legislature doesn't step on your authority to certify the vote?
Well, look, we've got to play offense. I think that far too long Democrats in Arizona have played defense, and we've allowed these issues to linger. What we need now, what I hear from Arizonans, is a desire to have someone who's not part of the broken government system, the process of government. They're looking for a strong leader that has experience in bridging divides and bringing people together. And that's what I'll do as governor. I'll make sure that we're working on behalf of Arizonans every single day so that they can achieve quality access to our voting boxes. And that's leadership, pushing forward and not playing defense. And a difference that I see in our desire and our ability to win and convince folks and voters from all over the state, Bram.
You talked about, in the wake of Virginia and New Jersey, the Republican successes there. There are three ideas Arizona candidates should focus on, popular ideas, you called them. Which Democratic ideas do you think are popular right now in Arizona?
Jobs. Job creation is always a popular one, Bram, because that's how we get ahead pandemic. But we've got to make sure that we're investing in education. We need a governor that realizes that the key success for our families throughout the state are educational investments. Being 49th in the country is not acceptable to me and shouldn't be acceptable to anyone who's watching this program today. So in order to achieve our success in all parts of our state, we've got to make sure that we are investing in quality, high-skilled education, workforce development, so that we are providing the skills to succeed. I think that's the idea that many families that I speak to every single day come with me with that desire to achieve a level playing field with the right tools so that they can succeed and the economy is working for them. That's what we should be focused on, not getting distracted by the 10 issues that Republicans are going to throw our way. Again, it goes back to that belief. If we're playing offense, we're going to win. If we keep playing defense, like you saw in Virginia, if we run after every issue that Republicans throw at us, Democrats and our state will not win. That's what we've got to focus on, and that's what that article and my statement spoke about.
Okay. There's one line in your resume that gets a lot of attention. It reads, advisor to Carlos Slim. Carlos Slim lives in Mexico. He's one of the richest men in the world. How close are the two of you?
You know, it's a great misnomer. I think that Carlos is the chairman of the United Nations, and that's what sparked our desire to bring broadband to millions of homes throughout the country. 30,000 homes have benefited from our broadband adoption program that is accessible today to families who have a child in the free and reduced lunch program. That's the work that the Carlos Slim Foundation has done. That's the work that I've been focused on in my relationship with the foundation, making sure that children all across the state and truly all across the country, over 1 million homes connected, have access to broadband today, because we know that that's the delivery vehicle for educational and opportunities for so many families.
Okay. Did you seek Carlos Slim's advice before you ran for governor?
I did not. I'm seeking the advice of everyday Arizonans that I speak to on a regular basis, because that's who I know, and I'm confident that with their help and with their support, we will win this race. Let's visit us at marcolopez.com so that we can communicate and we can stay in touch, Bram.
Marco Lopez, thanks very much for joining us. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here.